Okay, so before we start the message, the channel message is he feels safer with the one who doesn't challenge him to be better. Good for you dodging that train wreck. Okay. This person does not respect you. Okay. The people who they want to be with, they do not respect. This is um a person who doesn't challenge this person to be better, who doesn't challenge this person to have morals, doesn't take accountability. This is somebody who wants to be with somebody who enables all of their bullshit. And the moment you go ahead and call them out, you the bad guy. Okay, so if you see this person with somebody else, it's because they may not got to the point yet where this person is challenging them, where this person is holding them accountable, where they just having fun. Okay, this is a fun boy, fun girl. Take it as it resonates. Okay, I'm a female, so I'm speaking in a female perspective. Okay, so just flip the roles. Even though we all embody both masculine and feminine energies, it's all energy readings anyway. All right, so that's channel message. We're going to start off with the Messy Truth deck. Then we're going to go straight into the General Tarot. Then we're going to go to the Life Happens Oracle deck. Then we're going to go to the Arcanium Hybrid Tarot Oracle deck. And then we're going to end it with the Divine Angel Oracle deck, okay? I've been using the same decks lately. I am packing up, my cards and stuff like that and putting them to the side. I have like over 100 cards, y'all. So I'm trying to get like a better format going or whatever. But yeah. So let's go ahead and tap into the message, all right? See the type of BS you used to accept, if any, okay? Maybe you didn't have a lot of strong boundaries. Maybe your boundaries were weak when you met this person, okay? And over time, as their behavior worsened, you started to build some boundaries here. Okay, it could have caused a separation, some sort of conflict in your relationship. Okay, this is somebody who thought that you were always going to remain fun and easy with a lack of boundaries. Yeah, this is somebody looks for people with a lack of boundaries, so that way they could continue to be in the mess that they love being in. That's all I'm hearing. They love the mess that they're in. They love being who they are. This is all they know how to be. They have made peace with this. Being a player, being with someone who never grows, who never wants to take full accountability. Very surface level energy is what I'm picking up on. Let me see what you used to. Oh, block and bless. Boundary, no contact and closure. Yeah, you build some sort of boundary here, collective. Like this person doesn't like people with boundaries because you choose yourself. Yeah, because you desire better. Wow. Self-worth, realization, empowerment. This person doesn't like people who desires better, who knows their worth. Okay. Wow. All right. We have muted, not moved on. Okay. Hiding feelings, fake calm, still hurting. At one point in time, you could have had to fake this. Okay. Fake this empowerment, fake this self-realization, fake these boundaries, because you were just so used to being yourself so freely here, collective, that you didn't know that it was being taken advantage of, that it was considered quote unquote toxic to allow somebody to play on your top, not having strong boundaries, just living life, being free, being a rebel maybe. Okay. You could have had to fake some sort of calmness here. You may have wanted to tell somebody off. You may have wanted to curse a person out here, collective. Wasn't love. It was control, possession, power play, and ego. Yeah. You want to tell somebody that you already know this was not love, that they played in your face, that you allowed them to weaken your defenses, or you allowed yourself to weaken your defenses just for them. Okay? This person wanted you to continue to abandon yourself for the connection. Somebody didn't realize that you had stronger boundaries, that you had morals about yourself. Okay. Again, maybe you was a party person, very free in nature, very just, you do what you want to do, what it feels like you're gonna do it. Somebody felt like you were irresponsible and they was gonna be able to take advantage of this. They felt like this was gonna be some sort of power play, so where they was gonna have you by their side while they disrespect you all day and every day. Somebody didn't think that you had morals. What if? Regret, over analyzing, imagine futures. All right, somebody wants you to be sitting in your head, or at one point in time, you could have been sitting in your head. You could have blamed yourself. Okay, you could have blamed yourself continuously here, collective, like over and over and over. It could have took you a long time to get out of this place of blame, of regret here. Now maybe you might be showing up as the rigid person, where it takes a lot for somebody to get back to that part of you that was so free and so just trustworthy. Okay, now you're realizing, you're recognizing how you were able to be played upon, or even preyed upon to satisfy one's ego. Somebody didn't think that you had morals. That's all I'm seeing. Like, somebody just really didn't think that you had morals, and they thought that they was going to be able to pull this power play, playing with your emotions, playing your feelings here, collective. They did not respect you. Look how they got. Look, this is how they seen and envision y'all being here, collective. This is how you could have been showing up, but not knowing that this is how you were showing up. Because you were free spirited. Somebody didn't know that you would move on, that you knew that you deserved better. Somebody felt like you would never see this, because this is not how you were showing up here. You just see everybody as one. Dark aspects, light aspects, you see them together, working together, peacefully, in harmony. You had to learn how to use your dark aspects here, collective. Something about unity, bringing something together for self. You could be in a place of over analyzing. What if you would have showed up differently? Everything is always going to be a lesson. Okay, it is what it is. If somebody felt that they were more powerful than you, because they are more on a shadow aspect, on a dark aspect here, collective, like somebody just was taking advantage of the parts of you that was inadequate at the time that you may have even encountered this energy. But somebody didn't know that you would get fed up, that you would take your power back. And this is why it can be like some separation, some sort of silence here. Somebody knows that you are regaining power, some strength here, something that they did not want from you. Because if you have power, then they can't control you. If you're challenging them, they can't control you. They can only control you by your actions if you still care. If you're still in some sort of fake calm energy, okay, where you're still hurting, when you're still not understanding how, you can be, how you could have allowed yourself to be taken advantage the way that you did. We have the Emperor. So you have taken back, or you have stepped in some sort of masculine energy. Okay. This is a double card. Yeah, you've moved on from this person with the Chariot. I feel like somebody was trying to assert some sort of authority over you here, collective, but you had to regain some sort of authority over yourself in order to build a stronger boundary. Okay, create some sort of closure, no contact from this person, create some sort of distance. I feel like you had to take some sort of self-control over a situation here. I do feel like this is somebody who wanted to control you. Okay. I feel like you had to block a masculine energy out, but you also had to pull out your own masculine energy to protect yourself in order so that way it can bring on a stronger boundary, a closure. You had to bring some sort of law and order to your own personal space here. You successfully moved on from someone here, collective. You had to build some sort of confidence. Something about a journey. This is a new journey you can be going on or you can be in. But you had to use your logic over your heart space here, collective. This is where you had to regain some sort of balance between your masculine and your feminine within. Something about wholeness. Something about you calling some sort of power back. So being that 2 came out for this particular energy, I'm going to have to continue on with 2 cards, okay? But it's definitely something about you moving on, taking some sort of, having some sort of willpower, some sort of control, some sort of, distance. You're putting some sort of distance between you and this energy here. Someone you had to block, someone you had to remain, or you can be building no contact with this person. Something about closure. If you are in a relationship, not a relationship, if you have children with this person here, I feel like even that is no contact. I just feel like you feel like somebody played with you way too much. Like somebody really tried to assert some sort of authority and power over you here, collective, because you was operating in one space. I'm hearing home is where the heart is. With the block and bless. You deserve better. High Priestess and the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Cups. So you definitely pulled back and called in your power here. You started to go within. Something about your spirituality and your intuition is being divinely focused for you to focus on other things that you love. More opportunities, more choices are about to come your way. Something about wishful thinking and your daydreaming. Because you deserve better. Realizing that your worth is not centered around a connection or a partnership with anybody who is trying to control you, dominate you, misuse you, abuse you in any kind of way. You are definitely tapped into your feelings. Your feelings are your instincts. Even though I feel like there was a lot of rejection. Somebody could have felt like, you know what, your feelings are not truths. Your feelings are truths to you. Don't allow anybody to tell you different, whether if you're right or wrong, okay? Follow your instincts, follow your intuition, okay? Because people will lead you astray, regardless of what it is. Your intuition ain't their intuition, and vice versa. Do what your inner compass is telling you to say. And it's something about something new, something that you love. A lot of opportunities. You can be in a lot of things, into a lot of things here, collective. Maybe philosophical things, philosophy, humanitarianism, you know what the word is. I can't say it right now. You can be someone who's a creator. You can be someone who maybe you may be going back to school and studying something that you actually love doing. Maybe you want the degree so that way you can be taken more seriously when you go to certain places. It's something about a lot of options and new possibilities are opening up for you now here, collective, because you know what you deserve. You don't need to be in a situation where somebody is trying to press down on you. Yeah. Where like somebody doesn't want to be better, so they don't want you to be better. Or somebody wants you to be better, but they don't want you to be better than them. Wow. All right. I'm I'm a little OCD, y'all. So if y'all see with a different setup, I'm gonna have a different setup soon, so you'll see it. I'm a little OCD, so I like my cards to kind of be like perfect, like right underneath each other. I like it to, represent where it's coming from or where it's supposed to be. Place it where it needs to be. And I was never diagnosed with OCD, but the way that I am very neat and in certain areas, I'll that Google diagnosis. All right, and these cards do stick together. We have the 10 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Ooh. So this is the hurt feelings that you could possibly still be harboring. Realizing and understand that there could have been some unity, there could have been some celebration, there could have been something happy, something stable here in a connection where someone made something very hard and difficult. This could also be you suppressing or oppressing your feelings, hiding your feelings here, because it's something here where you could possibly still be holding on to some sort of harmony, some sort of peace here. For some of you, still holding on to the possibility of being in a connection with this person. You still holding on the possibility of them changing, or of them wanting better, of them actually seeing who you are. But I feel like in the meantime, you're going to continue to focus on yourself. You're going to continue to focus on your own happiness. This is for some of you, not for all of you. Some of y'all are just over it. Y'all not going to go back. Y'all not going to allow this person to come back, especially if they're still carrying the same old shit. It's something about following your intuition, okay? I feel like you're just a person that don't like to give up on people. People probably gave up on you a lot here, collective. And because you don't like the feeling, you don't like to return that favor, you don't like to fully give up on people, you always leave the door open for some sort of, reconciliation or a reunion. Because we all go through our trials and tribulations. We're not always our best in every season. This could just be a season that's passing that somebody really needs to kind of grow through still. Like I said, we're not going to also be on the same path at the same time. This is still you open or keeping the door open for anybody who is willing to manifest better and do better in their own lives here, collective, before entering yours. Okay? So you could be very angry, you could be upset, you could have had to make a decision to move on, choose yourself, but it really wasn't a decision you wanted to do. And that's human, okay? I feel like you do care about this person. You understand that they are oppressed, and but you can't allow them to oppress you. You can't allow them to cause some sort of chaos and destruction in something that that can be very stable and something very happy. It's like you're allowing somebody to filter through their own mess without interjecting and being overbearing, okay? As much as you want to be. I feel like you want to be that person to say, you did this, you did that, you need to do this, you need to do that, but you're faking some sort of calmness because, again, that this person is still hurting and you're hurting as well. But it doesn't mean that you're going to stop doing what you need to do for yourself. It's like this is somebody who is going to have to work a little bit harder to get into your good graces if they decide to come back, if you decide to keep the door open. Okay, for some of you, you're just not that, that whatever. This could be somebody who is just emotionally delayed, especially in places where they fall into temptation very quickly. They don't know what love is, even if they get it on a very temporary basis here, collective. This is somebody who only knows how to be in temporary situations where they may pretend and act like they are in a loving environment because they partner themselves with people who are stable with the 4 Wands, but they're not. They have a lot of burdens. They bring a lot of burdens into the relationship, a lot of woundedness, okay? And it doesn't matter how much love you try to give to someone here, this person, Okay, they will never see. They will always feel unloved. They will always feel unseen. They will always feel unappreciated because they're carrying so many burdens on themselves. This is somebody who doesn't know how to control their impulses, their passions. This is somebody who has multiple, maybe relationships with people sexually, you know. And even if you give it all here, collective, somebody still feels like there's more to be had. Like I said, this is somebody who, you know, wanted you to be the type of person that, you know, though it looks good, it's messy in the inside, and to maintain the look. But you're not about faking this stuff. But right now, you're definitely faking a calmness that you know, don't want to share with this person, because you already know that this is somebody who is really struggling. And you care about this person. And because you care about this person, you're keeping your true feelings and your thoughts to yourself. Maybe at one point in time you didn't. You followed your intuition. You told them exactly what they had to say. You stepped in your masculine energy and you just said, you know what, you was done. This person knows exactly where you're standing. They know what they need to do in order to get back into your good graces. And it's entirely up to them whether or not they're going to do the work. But as for you here, collective, I feel like you're just moving on to whatever you need to move on to. Work on yourself. You're not jumping into another relationship. Maybe at one point in time you did. Maybe you felt like, you know, jumping in and out of a situation will make you feel better. This person is still in that energy. You can't find happiness in anybody else until you find happiness within self. All right. I call that demon time. Maybe at one point in time you wasn't demon time, you know? Hopping in and out of one relationship into another. When one didn't work, you went and found someone else to fulfill your emotional needs instead of taking time and healing yourself. I feel like that's where you are currently in this season. And even if that doesn't apply to you, let it fly. Maybe your person was only in this energy, you wasn't. Maybe you were always in the energy of where you just took your time, okay, before you moved on. Or maybe, again, maybe you weren't. 22. Okay, let's see. We have the Justice and we have the Death. This was definitely revealed to you here, collective. This is somebody who was trying to possess over you, play in your face here because of their ego. Somebody wanted to feel like they was in control. They wanted to feel like they were empowered, okay? Just by you being this free, happy-go-lucky soul or individual who may not have even respected themselves, okay? I feel like if you was with somebody, this person knew that they lack respect for themselves. So if you with them, you are disrespecting yourself. So somebody was judging you based off of being with them. So if you allow them to get that close to you, your collective, then you are not as intuitive as you think you are. And maybe you wasn't. Like I said, you may be somebody, like I said, who understands the challenges in others because you have challenges of your own. You're not a judgmental person. You're not there to kick people while they are down. Okay, though you could have been definitely linked and tied to people who would do that so they can feel more empowered and above you or more control. This is somebody who doesn't know love, unfortunately. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of honest conversation, a lot of clarity that has been presented to you here, allowing you to make certain decisions that are necessary for your change, for your transformation. This is you finding balance within yourself here, realizing that, you know, being so understanding can possibly put you in situations with energies that you shouldn't be in, okay? You can keep these people at a distance and pray for them at a distance. You don't have to be under their lock and key. But it's something definitely about you going into some sort of spiritual transformation as to realizing that, you know, you had to let go of a certain part of you as well to stop calling in a certain type of energy like this. It's about boundaries. Definitely about boundaries. You learning what to let go of and what to keep. It's definitely a metamorphosis. A death is an ending, is a change, it's a transition, a rebirth, development. You have arrived, you stepped into your divinity. of understanding what is love and what is control, what wasn't, what is. This is your justice. This is your truth. This is law. And now this is a consequence. Maybe, you have to do something independently. Maybe you have to stop dating for a while. Maybe for some of you, you are practicing celibacy. Okay. You're waiting. You're waiting. And while you're waiting, you're creating. You're doing things that you like to do. You're tapping into other things that bring you joy, peace, love. You're not jumping in and out of a relationship. You're not trying to find comfort in others so they can make you feel better about yourself. You're learning how to feel better about yourself without the comfort of being under another person. Okay. There's something about you calling in deeper connections here. The sun. Wow. I feel like you have like a very light heart. You're very caring, you're trusting, you're an honest individual here. And being around this energy could have made you feel regretful for being so kind, being so nice, like you did something wrong. It could have had you in your head overthinking. But it's something about not to lose your optimism. Like, keep your optimism, because a lot of people don't have this kind of energy within them, because you're most definitely balanced. It's about you finding balance. About the world may not be as sugary as you would like for it to be. It has a little bit of cold in it. Something about protecting your energy, showing you the things that you imagine, the things that you can possibly be in regret with. It's showing you, it's shining some sort of light on it for you to bring in some compassion. Maintain your confidence. Maintain being a truthful person here. If you wanted some sort of marriage or celebration, it will come, okay? It may be in distance, it may be soon, who knows? But whatever this is here, it's like you're very positive and you're very warm. And just by you sitting in your head about the way that people made you feel, you could be very, very cold at this time. Okay? Just remember that is not your energy. Okay? You was always the light. Now you're just learning how to do things out of the karmic way. Like, again, like I said, with that example, okay, maybe you was somebody who you're very attractive, so people are going to always come towards you. But just because they come towards you doesn't mean that you have to accept the offer. Okay, maybe you are regretting the fact that you used to be in this kind of energy. Maybe you feel responsible for calling this type of energy into your life. You're not. It was meant to happen so that way you can see the other side, so that way you can be a real whole person, okay? So that way you know how to protect who you truly are on this planet. Yeah, but it is what it is. Some people want things to be easy. Okay, you can be making things very difficult for people to get into your energy at this time. And this is why maybe you're not being approached how you used to be approached. Maybe you used to get approached all the time, but now that you have these stronger boundaries, you hardly are being approached, because it's like God is saying that you're in a higher frequency. You're in a different frequency. You're in your waiting season. Okay. Where you're developing and you're transitioning into a higher self, where you know your worth, where you know what to walk away from, okay? Where you're not going to be sitting in regret and hatred, and it just is what it is. You have to identify that you're not a perfect person, okay? Because none of us are. You have to identify that you have karmic ways. You will always have karmic ways. It doesn't matter what you do about it. This is how you balance your light and your dark aspects. Oh, I'm hearing Mariah Lynn. I was a hoe, and I'm admitting it. Now, I forgot how the lyrics go, but I remember that song. Wasn't that like a one-hit wonder? People not ready for that type of truth here, collective. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes including you. Maybe this person is still in their whole season. They go in and out of relationships. They have many different options to fill their own emotional needs because they're avoiding some sort of healing, some sort of growth, becoming better. Something that you're challenging this person to do. We have anger management. Somebody is angry at the fact that you are no contact, that you are building higher boundaries and more self-respect for yourself. Somebody can see you as being very angry. Maybe you are. The fuck? Maybe you're telling somebody exactly how they made you feel. Maybe you're telling somebody that I see you. Maybe you're telling somebody I know what you did. Maybe you telling somebody you're standing on business. You're not being fake. You're not being phony here, collective. We have secrets. Maybe you're keeping secrets to yourself. You're learning how self-worth works. Maybe you told too many secrets to this person. Maybe they took advantage of the things that you told them. Your honesty. Yeah. Somebody took advantage of your honesty here, collective. So now you're learning how to hold and keep secrets to yourself. But I feel like you could be letting out some anger. Okay. You could be sharing some secrets. You could be telling somebody but you know what they was doing in the dark. You can be telling somebody that you know your self-worth, that you deserve better, that you've always deserved better, and how fucking dare them think that they can be able to play with you in your face, to judge you, to control you, to have some sort of power over you. This person could be very much angry that you can see them, that they know the secrets that they were keeping from you. They hate the fact that you are not the same way you used to be, where you can be easily manipulated. You challenging somebody now here, collective. You're trying to get them to, that's intimacy. Wow. You can miss some sort of intimacy. You're trying to get this person to reveal some sort of truth, to be better. They're running away from you here, collective. They're running fast. I can see it. Happiness. Spirit is advising you to find your happiness while you're still hurting. Okay, find your happiness. Remember I told you, like, somebody can, and this is not for everybody, somebody can be still holding on to the hope that this person will change, that this person will do better, because you believe in this person, you believe in them doing better, you believe in being happy with them, you believe this. But it's something about you turning this happiness back onto yourself here, collective, believing in yourself that with or without them, you want them to be happy and you want yourself to be happy. Period. However happiness looks for them and however happiness looks for y'all, it could just look different. And it can always be different. It doesn't have to be the same. But this is the true power of letting go here, collective. Letting this person find what they feel to be happy, even if it's karmic, you know, even if it's not healthy. It's up to you now to find your own happiness, something that is not karmic, something that is healthy, something that you know that you deserve. We have good news coming in. So the good news is the fact that the windmill has stopped. Okay. You were meant to go into relationships like this here, collective. You were meant to go through all these karmic lessons. That's the good news. Because without these things happening to you, happening for you, you wouldn't be where you are today. Okay, you wouldn't have built stronger boundaries. You wouldn't have found the anger within. Okay, you wouldn't have learned what things you need to keep to yourself to practice self-worth, self-care, self-realization, empowerment. Okay, you wouldn't have learned these things if you have not been in an energy to where these people can get so close to you, where your fruit was bearing so low, where they can just say, there we go, take it. Okay. So the good news is the fact that you had to go through the situations that you did, as hurtful as they are, it was meant for your new beginning. Okay. For some of you, you feel like you've hit rock bottom. Okay, where you had to start anew. But it's something about hitting rock bottom. It's something about having the illusion ripped up under you, to create something better. Okay, somebody had to feel claustrophobic in their own mess in order to realize that they needed this for self-development. It's something about finding the joy and the compassion while you're in a mess of rock bottomness or feeling rock bottom. Something about lack. Look at lack differently. Yeah, because when people see other people hit rock bottom, they look at it as like a bad thing. But I feel like this is just a new, it's the death, it's the ending to a new beginning, okay? It's like clearing out, it's like detoxing what didn't need to be there to begin with, which you may have felt like you needed to have in order to breathe. 1 into the 2 into the 3 transformation. Here we go again, baby. With the block and bless energy, the anger management releasing some sort of power, taking some sort of power back. We have the death card out here again. It says something in your life, an identity, belief, relationship, habit, or cycle is ready to die. Death, metamorphosis, evolution. It's like something about it's time for you to let go of things that no longer serve you here, collective. Don't look at your rock bottom as being your end place, because it's not. It's a new beginning. It's preparing you for more, for something different. If your boundaries are too big for other people, then guess what? That means they were always too small for them to begin with. They always wanted you small so that they can empower you. They can control you, possess over you. Don't shrink yourself for nobody ever again, even if you are in this sunken place. It has to be stripped from you for you to receive something new, is what I'm hearing. We have the Temperance. You're fully balanced because you recognize your self-worth, your empowerment. You know exactly what you were going through, what you had to go through. Okay? Emotional alchemy is at work. Fiery emotions are cooling into understanding and compassion. Integration, adaptability, and alchemy. You're learning how to balance your inner parts of you, realizing what matters to you, realizing that these things are not selfish, realizing that this is what empowers you to know your worth, where you won't settle, where you won't shrink yourself, knowing that you're overall a good person. Like, you're not out here trying to plan somebody's demise, okay? That's not you, okay? We have prosperity, the Ace of Pentacles. It says a promising venture of investments emerges, offering potential for material gain. We have resources, opportunities, and finances. This is where you're going to find your happy place. You're going to start tapping into things that are going to bring you a lot of abundance, a lot of peace, a lot of security, a lot of stability here, collective. Okay? You are. It's like now you are shifting from what you felt love is to what you feel love is. Sorry. So you're shifting your perspective, your happiness, your joy, what's going to bring you this joy, this peace, this prosperity. And this is all going to happen while you're still hurting, while you're still in rock bottom energy, while you don't have a lot here. It's all going to transpire, and it's all going to come to some sort of fruition while you are, in a sunken place. While you're still hurting. Yeah. Eight of Swords in reverse, liberation. This is about to restore you. Where you're facing fears, you're about to be free from all of these imposing thoughts here, collective. These what ifs, these over analyzing and regrets here, collective, that are coming to the light here. All right. It's like you were stripped in front of the people, but this is good news. This was meant to happen so that way you could be liberated. So that way you could, renew you. It says, take control by rising above self-imposed limitations and reclaim your freedom. You didn't have to shrink yourself to be loved. You didn't have to shrink yourself to be loved. We have the Two of Wands, making plans. Should you stay with the security of the familiar or venture out to the unknown, leaving home, taking risks, and explorer? I feel like by you leaving, by you removing yourself here, collective, this is what caused an impact of rock bottom, of you losing certain things, people, places, things, self. But this is a realization. This is something that definitely had to happen. You had to step into your own divinity, your own power. You had to follow your own intuition. You had to follow your own higher wisdom, higher compass here, in order to make certain plans that are good for you, better for you. Okay? People could have felt like you were very foolish. Yeah. It's like people that were around you wanted you to shrink yourself here, collective. Deal with abusive relationships. Just so that way you can have somebody on your side. Just so that way you can be seen as being chosen. Okay? But you are chosen when you're chosen by the Most High. It will show in your actions. It will show in this transformation of yours. We have transition. This is you blocking boundaries. You creating stronger boundaries for yourself. Transformation. Wow. It says 3, 4, 5. You are in a period of transition and change. Embrace new beginnings and trust in the process of transformation unfolding in your life. Security, you deserve better. Okay, balance, finding balance. 6, 4, 6. Work hard and stay disciplined to unlock a happy, wealthy, and successful life. Your guardian angels are here to help you. I'm telling you, you had to clear out your path. Your path had to be cleared here, collective. All right, not everybody from your past can go with you. Every time you look back, you turn into a fucking pillar of salt. This is why you always hitting rock bottom, because you're always trying to go back and save people who don't want to be saved. Okay. Leave them where they are. Let them find their own prosperity and happiness where they grow at, where they plant. You can always plant someplace else. Find your own security, sense of self. But you have to work hard on this, because it gets harder when you're doing things alone. But that's fine. You're able to do it. You have the Most High with you. You have you. We have reassurance here. Yep. It says 7, 4, 7. Trust your intuition and make practical decisions that align with your higher purpose. Your guardian angels are acknowledging your efforts. Prosperity. Okay? Turning your pain into some sort of passion here. Because it's definitely coming out of a hurt place. I tell you that. It's definitely coming out of a place of disappointment. Okay? Realization. You're realizing how you were in people's lives where there was no respect here. Okay. We have refocus. Wasn't love, it was control. 666. Refocus to find balance between your material and spiritual aspects of life. Stop putting too much emphasis on material things. You had to relieve this. You had to remove yourself from this situation. This had to play out. This is somebody who is in the material world. They're focused more so on money, getting it however they got to get it, any kind of way that they want to get it from here. Like, this is somebody who is still bound, limited. Okay. You can offer them so many different outs, but they will still stay where they want to because they have power over that. They know that. That's where they know. That's what they know. Anything new will scare this person. Anything new, but it won't scare you. We have reflection. You are a reflection of this person. This person is a reflection of you. Okay? You are this person's higher self. This is you. You are this person's higher self now, and they are your lower self. But at one point in time, y'all both was on the same planes. It's just that you had a different path, collective. Your path was going to come faster than this person. 987 doesn't mean that y'all couldn't work together, but somebody just didn't want to give up the control, the ego. Okay, somebody still wanted to play games with you. Reflection says 987, look inward and evaluate your actions. Embrace introspection and self-reflection for your own development. I feel like you are reflecting on all the things that could have taken place in your life. Not everything is going to be peachy clean, happy-go-lucky. There will be trials, there will be tribulations, but you will get through all things, okay? I feel like here, collective, everything that you went through, everything that you are going through are divinely orchestrated. Okay, you are on the right path. Continue to move forward. Continue to focus on the things that you need to focus on between your spiritual and your material world. Bring a balance completely to yourself. All right, and if you're still in this faith calm place, it's going to continue to, baby, create something of stability for you. It's going to turn your pain into a passion. You're going to love the fact that you're going to feel more liberated. Okay? You're going to feel liberated. You're going to feel liberated. And just keep on believing in self. That's it. This is your message. That's all I have for you. Namaste.